And people may not even realize, like the lady was saying before me, may not even realize an illness or sickness or whatever they're feeling or the repercussions from this possible chemical.
Under smokestacks, hazy skies, families have lived for generations, and nothing has been done until now.
Well, the first thing that came to my mind when I heard it was what I deal with every day, environmental racism.
Our neighbors are living under a fear of pollution.
And tonight, after decades, they may soon get answers. The Shelby County Health Director is working with the state health department to conduct a study on whether plants in some Memphis's oldest neighborhoods are giving our neighbors cancer. In a FOX13 investigation, our health reporter Mandy Rock starts in Boxtown. Now, this is a community which environmental scientists say has a cancer rate 4 times higher than that of the national average.
Boxtown is probably the oldest community in the city. I've lived in Boxtown all of my life. It's a beautiful place.
For Bastel Booker, Boxtown is home.
We love our neighborhood. We take care of each other. We're a close-knit neighborhood.
It's that tight-knit family feel Booker said makes his community so very special. His family has been here for generations, and his children grew up here.
We're children standing on top of our father's shoulders. It's a continual recycle of the same people.
Walking the familiar streets with neighbors that have turned into family is a weekly tradition, but you won't see them outside without a mask.
We're protecting ourselves from the air quality, the chemicals in the air, and some of us have allergies.
The low-income community founded by former slaves is plagued by pollution. The Valero oil refinery, which over the years was part of a $4.25 million penalty over pollution. The TVA Allen fossil plant now shut down and replaced by a natural gas plant. And refined metals, now a federal Superfund site.
You have people that's dying. A lot of people are dying with cancer and other issues.
If you could explain the smell you experience when you step outside, what does it smell like?
Sometimes I wake up early in the morning, about 5 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I smell this awful scent in my home. I can't hardly breathe.
Just a few miles away on Florida Street, another concern for people in South Memphis. In August, the EPA told the city that sterilization services of Tennessee could be putting out hazardous fumes into the air. The plant uses a colorless, odorless gas called ethylene oxide, or ETO, to sterilize medical equipment. Caroline Freeman with the EPA says breathing it in over a long period of time could cause cancer.
This is a risk that if I'm exposed to it for, from the time I was born to maybe the age 70, that, I would have a greater chance of developing some form of cancer, may it be breast cancer or lung cancer.
Remember, many of the families in these neighborhoods have been here for generations.
Less than a 2-minute drive away, the health department shut down this cotton gin on Mallory Avenue in December for permit violations and pollution concerns. Instead of smoke, cotton gins emit particulate matter, which is similar to dust and can get into people's lungs.
If the particle size is small enough, it can cause irritant into the airway and cause irritation in people's airway. It also can enhance those individuals that have lung issues.
Larry Hopper is a respiratory therapist at Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis. He said these kind of irritants can be unknown killers to people over time.
If you're born in it or you're raised in it and you have to stay in it long periods of time, then you don't know. It becomes natural to you, so you don't know it's a problem.
Do you think that the people in these communities know something's wrong?
People may not know that they're being exposed to this particular cancer-causing carcinogen, but I guarantee you people know that something is wrong.
For Justin Pearson, anguish runs deep. He and his family grew up in the Westwood community near Boxtown. He lost both his grandmothers to cancer.
Because they didn't have a whole lot of money, because they weren't rich enough to live away from the pollution, like their lives were deemed less valuable.
That's why Pearson founded the group Memphis Community Against Pollution by knocking on doors and sending out mailers. He's made it his mission to educate people about what's going on.
Those voids that are happening in our families, like we can't fill those, but we can fight. And that's what we're doing now.
We always ready to stand together for a fight for our neighborhood, you know? Good God-fearing neighborhood.
As the sun sets on another day in Memphis, neighbors like Booker say they will rise to fight for cleaner air.
And the EPA is working on a new rule to limit ETO emissions from commercial sterilizers like that one on Florida Street. Neighbors tell me the EPA getting involved is a start, but they want more community leaders to make sure the air is tested more often. I reached out to all of the companies we named in this story, including Sterilization Services of Tennessee. I wanted to ask what they are doing to limit ETO exposure to the community in the meantime, but an employee there told me they are not commenting on this situation. I also heard back from TVA. A spokesperson told me the Memphis coal plant operated for more than 50 years and was updated with environmental controls based on requirements at the time. And Darcy and Daryl, it was just so interesting to hear stories from these families. This is something they have been dealing with for generations.
Is it mind-blowing to anyone else that we're in the year 2022 and we still have this on such a scale?
Absolutely, it is. And we know that there's more stories out there. We heard from so many people who say that their families may be suffering from health effects because of this. And we want to hear more stories. We want to hear from you, the viewers. So if you think you've also been affected, if you would like to reach out, you can contact me. My contact information will be posted on this story on our website, fox13memphis.com.
Okay, thank you so much. That's a wonderful story. Can't wait to see more. That is Fox 13's Mandy Rock reporting tonight.